Hi, I'm Addie Ray Scott. This is the Dramatic Conservative. This channel is dedicated to conservatives who are in the theater world. Oh wait, do we exist? I don't really know. That's why I'm throwing this shot out in the dark. I thought we'd start out today by doing a reaction video to MsMojo's top 10 Broadway songs that haven't aged well. It will be the top 5.
Number 5, Dance 10, Looks 3, a chorus line.
Okay, gonna be honest, of all of the musicals in the world, chorus line, I'm familiar with it, but I've never seen it all the way through or anything, so there's that. It's all about how us in the theater world deserve to be treated like individuals, but in the end, we are all kind of just a face on the stage. At least that's how it can feel.
1 to 10. They gave me to dance 10. Looks 3.
No one should be marked as a 3, okay? No one looks a 3. We shouldn't be putting numbers on people based on their looks, but unfortunately that does happen.
A show about aspiring Broadway actors. It has an alternate title based on repeated words in the song, but let's just say we would need a mature rating to use it.
Yeah.
Bought myself a fancy pair, tightened up to derriere, dip the nose with it, all that goes with it.
The character singing the number describes an audition where she scored high for dancing, but low for appearance.
Awesome. Yep, I can see what it's doing.
This made her decide to get surgically enhanced in certain places.
No.
After that, she apparently became far more desirable, both in acting and romance. While cynically speaking, the song may be realistic, but having this body-shaming message set to such bouncy, upbeat music is pretty jarring.
Okay, I feel like I just explained it for itself. It's jarring because it's set to upbeat music, but it's talking about dark things. That's like the definition of Sweeney Todd. Awful, awful, awfulness. But it's set to upbeat music, and you can like be starting to sing the song, and then you're like, oh, I'm singing about cannibalism.
Mate.
As I understand chorus line, but that's the point. Just this juxtaposition that by the end you're like, oh, these poor people that have dedicated their lives to the arts and are being objectified. Why hasn't it aged well? I feel like it's aged perfectly. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable and supposed to make you understand that plastic surgery is not the answer. Love your body.
I enjoy being a girl.
I love
Flower
this
drum
song. That
I'm
is
a
so
girl,
sad.
And by me, that's only.
Okay, I love this song. I'm gonna get canceled, but guess what? This whole channel's gonna get canceled. So I sang this when I was in elementary school. I didn't know the context of the song at the time. Yeah, I've always loved this song.
Great. I am proud that my silhouette is curvy.
The 1958 musical Flower Drum Song tells the story of a Chinese-American man's struggles between culture and love, and there are some problematic Asian stereotypes. However, the offenses of I enjoy being a girl are somewhat universal.
Okay. The lines we just saw. I'm a woman, I'm glad my body is curvy. If you have XX chromosomes, your body is curvy.
When men say I'm cute and funny, and my teeth aren't teeth, but pearl, I just flop it up.
Yes.
Honey,
What is wrong?
I enjoy.
Yes! Love this. I don't like that they use this verse, because honestly, if I was someone who was gonna hate on this song, if I was like an ultra feminist, I wouldn't have even used this verse. I feel like this verse is better than some of the other verses. Now, woke you. The other verses are like, I want a guy to sweep me off my feet. Again, nothing, she's literally saying, I love it when guys give me compliments and say that I look pretty. Oh.
A young female character gushes about how much she loves fancy clothing, makeup, and of course, young men. Specifically, a young man whose home she can take care of. It's hard to say which is worse, the writing or the message.
She just straight up said that Rodgers and Hammerstein were bad writers. Stop it! Stop it! Nothing about this, or at least that has been said by this woman, is inappropriate. That's not to say women can't be in the workplace, but bro, she's like, I want to be able to take care of a home for a man. He's going out to work to take care of you and your family, and you are staying at home to take care of him and the family. Like, what? It's
The song is full of awkward phrasing and terrible rhymes like female and brave and free male, or hairdo and clouds on air do.
Goodness! To say that women can't want a man, please. Please, pick a battle. It's not this one.
Number 3, Summer Nights.
Okay.
Summer loving, had me a blast. Summer loving, had me so fast.
Okay. First off, there's not a single one of you who, when this came up, didn't start, like, jamming out. You can still jam out to a song that might be problematic. I don't know what they're gonna say, but this is at the beginning of the musical, before any of the character arc has begun. We haven't even hit the inciting incident yet.
The musical Grease is still popular after 50 years, but
Wonder why.
unfortunately, this number just doesn't hold up. Summer Nights starts off innocently enough, with 2 high school students
Julianne
describing how they
Hough,
got
we love
into
you.
a
Aaron
little
Tveit, we
romance
also
over
love
the break.
you.
However, just how much romance went on is somewhat unclear.
Okay, so yes, Sandy and Danny, they come home because they're freaking high schoolers and they exaggerate what happened over the summer.
To the girl, they stayed out late and held hands.
Yep.
According to the boy, well, a lot more happened than that.
Also true. The end of this musical, I'm not condoning it, okay? I'm not saying that the characters made the right choice in the end. But I will say that ultimately, Danny somewhat learns... Never mind, I'm not even gonna try. I can't. I just... Don't lie to your friends.
Maybe he's just bragging to impress his friends, because from their questions, it's clear what they most care about.
Yeah, and you know, that's the other thing too, is just don't... Like, this is a musical set in the 50s, but was written in the, I want to say the 80s, maybe 70s. The over-sexualization of these things are the problem. Okay.
Tell me more, should get very far. Tell me more, like Chrissy had.
It's so classic. It's so classic. So the fact, in and of itself, they're not telling the same story, that in and of itself says that the writers did not intend for the song to be a Bible of how to act. Clearly, they're telling 2 different stories, so the writers did not intend for this to be the end-all be-all right thing to be doing. In order for something not to age well, it needs to be saying that something is true when it is not true. And the writers did not intend for what Sandy and Danny are doing here to be the right thing. Are we all following here? Like, we have villain songs for a reason. Like, Be Prepared in Lion King. I don't know why that's the first one that came to mind. But it's not like we watch them, we're like, you know, we probably shouldn't watch this because Scar's trying to kill people and we don't want to kill people. We still love that song because we know that he's the bad guy. We know that he's doing the wrong thing. Ugh.
7 Brides for 7 Brothers.
Oh my gosh, okay. I don't even need to see what they're gonna say. I still can. Oh my...
Tell you about them sobbing women fooling in the Roman day. It seems that they all went swimming while them men was off the grave.
Yep. We all know this, okay? I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. This song is an example of the writers saying, here's why they did what they did, and then they do the thing that they did, and then they learn that it was wrong. This is like a song like, let's go rob a bank. The song is hilarious, okay? These men are idiots, right, at this point. They think they're being so smart, and in the end, obviously it doesn't get them where they want. Look at the context.
7 Brides for 7 Brothers is famous for its rampant misogyny.
No!
With song titles like A Woman Ought to Know Her Place and Bless Your Beautiful Hide. It's not...
Oh my goodness. I do think that Adam Ponape was a misogynist at the beginning of the musical. But then he learns not to be a misogynist. Just because you're a misogynist at one point doesn't mean you have to be a misogynist in another point.
It's not hard to understand why.
Bless your beautiful hide wherever you may be. Ain't met yet, but I'm a willing to
Oh
bet
man.
you're the
Oh,
gal
that
for me.
boys, come on. I'm honestly surprised that they chose Sobbin' Women over The Beautiful Hyde. I think that one is worse in terms of misogyny, but that's fine.
Downright scary.
Oh yeah.
Passing them lights. While the Romans was going out, hobnobbing, starting up fights.
Kidnap the women, and the women are mad about it, and then they kick them out into the yard for 6 months. And Millie, if she had her way, none of them would end up with the girls.
Girls!
But she didn't know it.
Oh, they acted angry and annoyed.
But secretly they was overjoyed.
And the
No.
worst part is, this song gives the brothers the idea to go out and kidnap a bunch of young women from their village.
Yes. But no, don't. My goodness. My goodness. If this is the fight you're picking, where do you find your joy? Look at that. It's already tied up and everything. I don't don't know how,
Before we
but it
unveil our
was.
top pick, here are a couple of dishonorable mentions. Everybody
Okay.
ought to have a maid. A funny thing happened on the
Okay.
way to the
Okay, alright, this one, I will agree. This didn't age well because it was never well to begin with. And I'm not even gonna say because of this song. I'm gonna say that if you have a musical that is completely about sex, specifically non-marital sex, then yeah, it's gonna be a terrible musical, and it's gonna have a terrible message, if you can even call it that. The problem with this musical is not this song. The problem is throwing sex into everything because they think that's gonna make it funny. Sex is the easy way out of humor. It's not funny, it's desperate.
Happy to keep his dinner warm. How to succeed in business without...
This musical is not actually my favorite, by a long shot. I did it my freshman year of high school. This song is actually one of the redeeming qualities of this show. But honestly, the whole show is just a farce, and it's ingenuine. It's supposed to be.
Happy to keep his dinner warm.
See, it's a beautiful song.
It's
Really pretty. It's a fun one to sing.
Number 1. Thank heaven for little girls. Gigi.
Thank heaven for little girls. They grow up in the most delightful way.
Okay, this is a worrisome title, so let's start off by saying that this song was not originally intended to be creepy.
I'm caught off guard. This one is not one that I...
The singer is an elderly man who has no children, but really admires young girls. Maybe a little too much.
What?
What?
What is happening? What? No. No. No! What? Why? Why do we have puppets? Why are there puppets? We don't... I am like 98% confident that the writers did not intend for that song to be just messed up. Well, hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. And maybe don't watch Gigi. But watch Seven Brothers for Seven Brothers. Always.